What's going on, everybody? I'm Bill the Bull from Late Night on Base, doing a live stream. Not really sure if this is working, but it should be. If you're on X, I hope it's live streaming. I think it is. Let's go. Sorry, I'm a little excited because I've never actually done a live stream on my own. So forgive me for being kind of a dork on this one, but I'm pretty happy about it. So anyways, what's going on, everyone? Bill the Bull here, Late on Base. About me, I do podcasts, I do spaces, I do all that stuff. It's focusing primarily on the base ecosystem, and I'm also now starting to do streaming. And so today, I don't know. Forgive me for this bright light, but whatever. So for today, the whole premise of today is about NFTs on Base, and I think there's a massive opportunity that I think everyone should check out. And if you're not, I think you're going to regret. And so today we're going to talk about Base NFTs. We're going to have Force from Miggles on. We're going to have Rachel on chain. We're going to just chat it up. And if you're on X, I think you could type in, questions, which is super cool. If you're on YouTube, I think you can type in. So feel free. This is more immersive. It's more, it's more vibing, I guess you could say. So give me a second, and I'm gonna post the link up here. And if you guys are watching this, please share on your end. So 1 second. We are live. Let's chat about Base NFTs. All right. I'll send that out in a bit. Actually, I'll send it out in a few. Anyways, guys, so listen. Base NFTs, why am I pretty bullish on it? It's simple. In 2021, if you were around, there was something called Bored Apes. And Bored Apes were a massive success. People minted it for nothing. And towards, I guess, the peak of the bull run, these things were going for $500,000, 400,000, 300,000. I don't know. Some just like basically worth houses. And, there's a lot into that. So I think, everyone wants to be the next, Bored Apes. And some people think, NFTs are a fad, this and that. I disagree. I disagree for a couple of reasons. I disagree because we are a meme culture, and obviously memes aren't going anywhere. Memes actually are stronger than ever. And so why are memes so popular? Well, memes are popular because it's simple for a normie to understand. And if you think about it, NFTs are even actually simpler than a meme. You don't actually, have just a random token, but you have everything that a meme has, but you have quote unquote something tangible, which is the NFT. You have ownership. And then you still have the community, you have the rarity, you have the ability to trade. And so NFTs, in my opinion, are not going away. I think they're the reason why, retail comes in. Once they understand it, it's the onboarding, the retail. And I think why Base in particular is going to kind of push the NFTs is because what easier way to get normies on than producing some fire NFT collection that, everyone can resonate with, your mom, your dad, your uncle, your teenage son, whatever. So for me, always trying to find that next NFT, especially when no one's talking about it, is kind of when I want to enter things, whether it's a meme coin when no one's talking about, whether it's I don't really mess with utility coins anymore, but like DeFi, you want to position yourself before the mania, I guess you could say. So I think NFTs are no different. I think there will be a 2021 bull run on Base, and I think there will be a collection that becomes number one. I have a favorite, and I will probably let you guys all know. You guys will know who I'm talking about. And we're going to get into that. But regardless of who's the winner, there has to be a number one NFT collection. And again, Ethereum in 2021, you had the Bored Apes craze. And that was also when gas prices were just ridiculous. $200 a transaction, $150. Base doesn't have any of that. So imagine now you couple the NFTs on Base without the gas fees that only whales can have. You have a recipe for literally something massive. So without further ado, I'm going to bring up Force from the Miggles team, and we're going to chat. And I want to get his thoughts on the NFTs and what he thinks. Force, how you doing today, my friend? What's going on? Welcome to Late Night on Base.
Thank you, Bill. Thanks for having me up. Appreciate it. Love to be here always.
You ever do live streams?
I should. Genuinely thinking about collaborating with some esports pros and maybe doing some live streams with gaming related stuff though.
I mean, I think this is the new wave, man. I mean, Twitter Spaces are cool, But I really think, or I'm actually going to put a tweet out there. If if your homies at the Miggles wants to raid this. First of all, you guys, by the way, are just the best raiders in the game. Your community is so fire, and that's actually a big reason I think. Well, no, to be honest with you, that's a big reason why I think the the Miggles NFT collection will do so well. Well, I just sent that out. Just in case we can
Yeah, I mean the social awareness around our brand is definitely, something that we've always just obviously we're only about 28 days into the project. So, it's a little bit hard to talk about social awareness on a higher level, but I think keeping that in mind at all times throughout the project stage has definitely helped us kind of position ourselves to where we are now. And, there's so much more left to do because ultimately what we want to have people think is, they see a cat and we want to have them associated with Mr. Miggles, right? Similar to kind of how dogs are associated with Doge. I think Miggles has basically been pushing as a community and a team to kind of just build that brand up to that point.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, okay, so Miggles NFT collection, let me just, for the brief rundown for those that aren't aware, obviously, can you explain, I know the story of the token, the CTO, we went on the podcast. Now explain to me how the NFT collection comes in, because I know the NFT collection first came out. Is this the same collection that, all the Coinbase people were pushing and then you guys got involved? Like, explain to me that kind of situation. Like, where's this art?
Oh yeah, so let's give a little rundown for the NFT collection itself. So basically, when we came out with the meme coin project, a community member, just like any Web3 does, a lot of people make derivatives of the tokens and kind of find ways to possibly extract value from the original asset. But we saw an artist from Poland who came out with his own Miggles NFT collection in order to kind of add on to the Miggleverse, right? And we definitely did a lot of our due diligence to understand who he was and definitely understand our counterparties. One day, Meowfosaurus on X, he is the owner of the Morphex exchange, works closely with the folks at Base and the OG builders, and he one day just decided to be a community member that is absolutely based and acquire 1,700 of these Miggles NFTs. Shortly after that, it minted out. And the reason why he did the end of 1,700 acquisition was he wanted to make the very first ever meme coin NFT token, NFT collection acquisition, essentially. So there's never been a moment where a meme coin collection and an NFT community completely merged into one and have everything be an added component to the IP and the CI of the entire brand of the meme coin, right? Vice versa to the NFTs, an NFT community. I think MFers did that initially in the very early days of incorporating meme coins to NFTs. But we obviously started off as a meme coin, so we were always kind of, how would we really do an NFT collection without coming off as a grift? And I think that's always been the bottleneck for our end, is because we couldn't really do an NFT collection because it always just kind of comes off as a team is trying to profit, right? They're trying to milk out and extract value from the space. So we kind of always put a lid on that and never really approached it with a serious mindset. But then, yeah, one day, Meowfosaurus, he came in and said he did the acquisition for these 1,700 NFTs. What he was going to do with it, he had a pretty solid game plan of essentially distributing it to 350 of the members at Basecamp, the top 50 MOG holders for the Moggles attribute. The Halos are something that is big because Jesse himself bought about 21 of the Thank You Base God Halo NFTs. So the Halo is kind of a big attribute and a big culture to the Base ecosystem. And that's sort of kind of been, was the original ethos of why we kind of distributed the Moggles and the Halos and to the Basecamp attendees. And Meowfosaurus also distributed 250 NFTs to the NFT team and 250 NFTs to the meme coin token community. So what we did was a very fully decentralized meme coin NFT to collection acquisition. And this is something that ultimately a lot of folks at Coinbase and Jesse and a lot of other folks can get behind is, it has to kind of take its natural course, right? We never really even cooked up an NFT collection. And so these community members stepped up. And everything we've talked about in the previous call about how, each person can provide immense value to the project and the culture and the brand. And it's not like some sort of interview process where you're judged by some individual, whether or not you can, provide value. If you can do something really cool and really like a really good idea like that, I think that's something that we can act on as a community. So with Meowthosaurus coming in with that, I think that was something that we were able to really sit down, talk internally about, okay, like what would this acquisition mean? What do we have to do? What kind of Telegram bots we need to add to the buy, like, you know, because the NFT collections have their own buy bots. The Discord communities are a little bit more flourished on the NFT side. So yeah, there's tons of different kind of angles to look at it, but we worked out through the kinks very, very quickly. It took about maybe 1 day in total to like really just nail out everything and hash everything out. And then we were able to kind of act on that as the very first meme coin NFT acquisition, essentially, to a full degree. Yeah.
That's even actually more bullish. There's history on that too. And if you look at, again, if you guys weren't around in 2021, there's actually like sectors within NFTs that run too. And history NFTs actually were very, very popular, not just Bored Apes. And so you guys have the history of being the first, you know, the NFT with the meme collection type thing, acquisition, but also, again, fire art. And one person I want to bring up on stage, and again, we're going to go, listen, if you're an NFT project and you're bored and upset that we're going to talk Miggles, I don't know what to tell you. You can literally leave, or you can write hateful comments. All good. Engagements, all fun. Helps my channel grow. So please, if you're upset, all good. But I'm going to talk about Miggles, and I'm going to tell you why I think
about, you know.
What's that?
I said there's nothing to be upset about, I think.
Yeah.
And primarily, I think ultimately, if you're building on the space, it's really important that all these different individuals are just getting involved on Base as a whole, and that each and every single project is going to be able to kind of, I don't know, be exposed to them as in a sense.
Well, I think also from a short-sighted point of view, no one really should. I kind of joke. I don't really think anyone's that upset, but I think, you know, if you're an NFT collection and you're maybe upset that Miggles is getting all the attention, you should be happy, because if whatever the number one chain or NFT comes on this chain, I think it is Miggles, and we'll get to it why. It's only going to drive the value of all NFTs. You know, it's not just a winner take all.
Oh, absolutely.
And so that's why everyone should be rooting for success. That's why everyone in 2021 were happy with Bored Apes, because, and there's so many collections, but it brought people into the NFT ecosystem. One person I want to bring on, my co-host. Every Thursday we do Let's Touch Base with the wonderful Rachel on chain. She's way cooler than me in every single way. She's awesome. I mean, I'm happy to be her co-host. So thank you. But I want to bring up Rachel. Rachel is actually somebody who is not really like a true NFT person, but loves the Miggles collection. So I want to see from her words how an average NFT investor collector, what they like about you know, the collection. So Rachel, welcome.
Hi, everybody. Hi, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, we can hear you. I'm trying to figure out how to like make this like so it's like cool. Sorry,
I'm just late night on Base right here. There we go.
Yeah, my little brand thing. Yeah, excuse me for this, but anyways, what's going on, Rachel? How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. So, I mean, Bill, thank you for the kind introduction. And no, you guys, for anyone listening, I'm not cooler than Bill. Bill is the cool one. I'm just here to support what you guys are doing today. Trying to figure out how to fit in the screen here. But yeah, so like Bill said, I mean, I'm traditionally or historically not an NFT person, but I am a community person, right? And I am a fan of digital identity and who you decide to step into the space and be, right? And I really believe that the Miggles community, having that NFT as your PFP like I do, it's a representation of supporting creators in the space, right? I mean, Coinbase, you know, releasing the Miggles video, it's all about bringing the value back to the creators that create the content that we love, right? So I just love the symbolism behind Miggles and the Miggles NFT. So yeah, that's why I rock it as my PFP. And yeah, there we go.
Yes. No, I think
we found it.
Yeah,
we finally see it.
As you can tell, there's gonna be kinks live stream. You know, we're not gonna do no do-overs, none of that nonsense. And by the way, shout out to the 340 plus people watching this. I'm telling you guys, live streams the future, and I don't care what anyone says. I think also it kind of takes, you know, a little bit more, I guess, quote unquote balls to do a live stream, because you're putting yourself out there. You know, a lot of people hide behind cameras and all that. No problem if you want to, but I think if you're a content creator trying to do anything, you need to get into live streaming. And I think for me, after On-Chain Summit, I'm going to focus mostly, obviously, on the podcast, the show I have with Rachel, and just do live streams, man, because it's fun. So yeah, there's a lot of technical difficulties. So, all right, guys. So for those watching, how about this for us, Rachel? How about we look at the collection right now? What do you guys think?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I'm
All right,
down.
guys. So we're gonna show you guys the collection, and we're gonna talk about it. So you guys can see it, right?
Oh, you have to bring up the golden.
Oh, the
Bro,
gold
let's
ones,
go.
yes.
All right, so
The
everyone,
OG gold
if
Miggles.
you're interested in you know, the Miggles collection, you can go on OpenSea. I think it's also on what's the one on Solana, or not Solana? The there's another, Magic Eden. Magic Eden has it too. I use OpenSea. It's the OG. And again, we'll put links and stuff. If you don't know, I mean, honestly, you can find it anywhere. I think it's probably one of the top collections on Base.
We have some, actually, speaking of Magic Eden, we have some really, really dope stuff cooking up with them. We can't announce it just yet, but we're talking a lot with them, and we have some really cool stuff coming from them. So definitely expect a lot. And we're also equally working with OpenSea as well. So, but just because you said Eden, it just reminded me, but there is some really cool stuff that they're working on in regards to NFT collection, and I can't wait.
Amazing. Guys, I just want you guys to see this. The top collection on OpenSea, drum roll, for Base.
Wow.
Can you guys read that to me? What's number one?
Let's go, Miggles.
Let's go,
baby.
Migglish.
Let's go,
Super
Miggles.
Base.
Way too Miglish.
Yeah, and so that was the last hour. Okay, maybe it wasn't just the whole time, but regardless. Oh no, the last 7 days. Let's go.
Wow.
Let's go.
1,300
Wow, cool.
sales. Not bad at all.
In the
50
last
volume.
7 days. And so when all right, so for those listening, and I think, you know, the strategic move was genius. Force, you gifted me one, and
Same
whatever,
here.
yeah, and that
It wasn't
decision,
strategic. I was out of love, baby. Come on now.
well, I appreciate it, bro. Love or strategic. I think it was legit because you know, I haven't been invested in any NFTs. I'll be honest. I actually had Base fellas on the podcast. We haven't released their episodes. Shout out to them, really good guys. But I never had their NFTs neither. But you dropped me one. I was like, all right, cool. I appreciate that. Let's look into it. And then I started looking at it, and I was like, dude, this collection is amazing. So just so you guys know, a week ago, the floor price was almost 0.01, maybe less than that, something like that. And now it's at 0.04. That means for just the most basic one you have, 0.04 ETH, 0.04 ETH, 0.04 ETH. Well, now it's, someone undercut it. But the thing about this,
it's also like one thing I do want to add about the floor price is there are market makers in this space that aren't just simply looking for tokens on the graph. There are plenty of NFT market makers that have, you know, equally aligned interest with plenty of the people that are involved in the NFT space, and definitely don't feel like NFTs simply have like a plate. There's a lot of people who believe in it, right? And core to Base is the Bay Area arts and culture, especially with Zora working very closely with Base. They're based out in New York. Almost like when you put it into like a conversation, it's like you have like the West Coast aesthetics of the graffiti, street art, street style arts, and then with Zora, you have more contemporary, like a little bit more close to, impressionism, like a little bit more simple, like to Van Gogh, like a little more professional. So with all that mixed in, there's just so much in the NFT culture that there are NFT market makers that are aligned with those individuals that are working more on the foundational and cultural level that are looking for assets. So plenty of other assets, but we're definitely one of the ones that they're looking at on a closer level for sure. And I think that's what reflects the price on the price. Yeah.
Want to give a quick shout out to Guzman's.eth.
A huge shout out to Guzman. Can we give Guzman his flowers, man? Like, he has been showing up consistently since day one. He's a day one supporter of Let's Touch Base, of the Late Night on Base family. We have so much love for him, man.
Yeah, one thing that we like to do, Rachel and I, is shout out, you know, true community members. We have a Telegram group.
We give people their flowers. We got to give people their flowers.
You show us love, we show you love back. Yeah, that's the base way. You show us love, we show you love back. Shout out to you, brother.
That's our whole thing.
Every single one of our spaces as well, like all the base spaces.
Everywhere.
Laser eyes, I see him every time.
he actually lives the universe. He lives like 10 minutes away from where I grew up. Can you believe that?
Really?
Wow.
We got
such a small world. Holy, that's insane.
Exactly. All right, so back to the OpenSea drop, or the Miggles collection. So okay, guys. So when Forrest gave it, it was less than 0.01. So what I thought was, okay, I love the collection. I love the attributes. There's something for everybody, right? Some people like the glasses. Some people like, you know, the lava on the head. Some people like, you know, the visors, whatever. What do I like? I was like, okay, what was the fire thing back in 2021? This is just me personally. It was the gold. The gold.
Bill, can we see yours? Can we see your Miggles?
Yeah, I'll see. This
Bill's
one is not linked to it, but
collection
I will show it to you.
wild.
I'll definitely show it to you. So I was like, okay, gold is the one that in any collection, everyone just loves gold. And I looked at it. So if you go on OpenSea, you can base on, different, traits.
Attributes, traits,
Yeah, attributes. So you go here, you see background, body, face, fur. I was like, let's go to the fur and hit gold. So I hit gold. And these things,
smart.
Yeah, and so a week ago, the floor of a week ago was 0.08. Not
Damn,
even
dude.
yeah, not even
Gold
20.
went up really fast.
Wow.
Yeah. So like I scooped up a couple at 0.08 to 0.1, and then I splurged and I bought one for 0.22. And the reason I bought for 0.22 was I was just like, oh, this is like, so if you look at OpenSea, they kind of give you like a ranking. So if you see where my cursor is, it kind of tells you, I don't know how accurate it is, but like it is. So I got like the number 22 NFT. And again, I don't know if I have it on this one.
Damn, really?
Yeah, the number 22.
That was strategic. That was strategic. Because OX Force was like, oh, pick anyone from the collection. I'm like, listen, I like the base blue background and like
if you got the if you were able to get a gold, you messed up. You should have got gold. Anyways,
low key kicking myself over here.
So the floor is the gold.
Where's Missers?
I know, right? So the floor of the gold is now like 0.69, 0.78. It almost hit like an ETH in a week. But the reason why I like this, and I think normies really like it, is because, I grew up, and again, a lot of people in crypto, hate NFTs. I'm actually someone who kind of understands the value of NFTs. And it kind of comes down to like the culture, right? Like I'm in my, late 30s. I grew up when I was younger trading, baseball cards. I loved it. Sporting cards, basketball cards, whatever. Other people have Magic the Gathering cards, whatever.
One of the things,
Pokemon cards.
Exactly, Pokemon. And so one of the things of any of those collections is ownership of like scarce items. You feel an attachment to something when something is like yours, right? And so, for instance, in NFTs, if you have something that's rare or whatever, you feel an attachment. It's a lot of people then, put them as their PFP, and it becomes like your digital identity in a way. And so when NFTs get going and people come in, people really resonate with that. And it's community on steroids, because then you see another person with their PFP on Twitter. You instantly follow. It's like follow anyone with a Miggles NFT, follow anyone with an Apes, whatever. And so I think that sense of community is missing from meme coins. And I love meme coins. But if you see what meme coins have done, and we're definitely in a meme super cycle, we can do the same thing with NFTs. Rachel, what are your thoughts on just like onboarding, normies into NFTs?
Well, I have a lot of thoughts here. So, okay, OX Force and I have actually talked about this, right? There is kind of like, I just got back from Japan, and there's this big collector culture there, right? And I think people just love to collect things, right? And outside of that, this is something that you can collect and also build community around. So I actually have a pin on my hat here, if you guys can see. That's my Buffacorn NFT from ETH Denver. Having that NFT as my profile picture, I didn't expect this, but showing up at ETH Denver, someone had went and made me a pin of my PFP, right? And we had a moment, right? They're like, oh, I saw you on your Twitter Spaces and saw you on Twitter and went out and got this made for you. And I was like, that is so cool. Like it kind of creates this culture and builds connection and builds community. And as you see, the Miggles community, right? We all band together in such a strong way around this culture and around this art. And I think, as a normie or someone who's not Web3 native coming in, I think that's a really big strength to our industry and to our space, knowing that there's a place that they could fit in and it's fun too, right?
Absolutely. I think that's really well said. I think it's fun, and that is actually cool about the culture. And by the way, I'm so happy you're back in the States. Shout out to Rachel.
Oh, I know. You guys, I had so many nights where I just did not sleep, like on Spaces, like trying to catch up and stay in the loop on everything. I have so much more respect for people in those tough time zones now, because I lived there for almost a month. And shout out to anyone who's in those difficult time zones.
This was a true grinder. She, on her very last day of Japan, on her retreat and vacation, she wakes up and pops into a Miggle Spaces and just literally wakes up grinding on the very last day of her retreat instead of like really taking her time off to like rest or whatever. She's just so hungry. She's just ready to work.
Listen, you guys, this is like Like, this community has my heart. Like, I wake up excited to do what I'm doing here. So I mean, this is always fun. It always feels like play to me. It never feels like work. So I mean, yeah, even though I was technically, I was on a working trip and then a vacation during that vacation time. I mean, this was still fun for me.
We've
But yeah,
talked about
I
this,
also
right? It's
listen,
like,
listen. OX Force, I got to give you your flowers too, because this guy onboarded me and was so welcoming to the Miggles community. You guys, if you're listening to this live stream and you're not following OX Force, definitely connect with this guy. He lives and breathes the Base ethos. He's all about community. He's all about bringing in and welcoming the newcomers. So these are the type of people we need. So definitely give support to OX Force.
I'm here to lift everyone else up.
Force, let me ask you this. So I know, I think his name is Mophosaurus, the whale that you're saying in the
Neophosaurus? Yeah.
So I think he was doing something. Correct me if I'm wrong. He was gifting Mog community these NFTs, correct? Like the ability to.
Yeah. So the reason why the Mog floor is so high is because they're distributed to the top Mog holders. Top 50 Mog holders got 50 Moggles. They got one each. And obviously, like you said, the mint price of these NFTs were like 0.0005. So like really just a few dollars. And really kind of just creating a really big culture around something that has no intrinsic value. There's definitely a lot of work and strategy that goes into it, right? I just said it was love earlier, but I think there is a lot of strategy. There is a lot that goes into it, but ultimately, like, you really do have to think about the love aspect, because in all due like respect, the reason why I think Niggles has done so well is because we've been fair with everyone, I think, no matter what situation it is. And I think that's really important for this on-chain ecosystem to really flourish. Is we understand that the protocols and the code is trustless, yes, but are the humans trustless? Are they fair? Are they always doing things the proper way? And I think when you think about it that way, it just makes it a lot more welcoming to interact in our community, because it doesn't really feel like you're going to be judged in the wrong way. And I don't think nobody is here to actually judge people in the wrong way either. Everyone's very, very thankful for any sort of like thoughts. Even the fact that they just look at the Miggles NFT and give us a little bit of their attention, that alone is just so much to us. So the NFT collection is definitely one huge aspect to kind of unite all the entire community and kind of feel like one. And we're definitely going to have a lot of perks that come along with it. We're thinking of, obviously, in the current stages that we can talk about, this is very surface level, is, we already have our core devs at our team that previously were mentioned and talked to by Brian as well. He's working on a lot of cool on-chain kit stuff that they released last week. So we're going to be having our commerce system in our own shop going live as the OCS shop closes. A lot of our merch will be going live hopefully within the next 1 to 2 days. And once that goes live, and we're going to have our own shop, the NFTs will be basically a discount feature. And then one other huge aspect that they've been kind of touching on is the academic side. So a lot of the folks that come into the space that want to learn about, building and just kind of overall just how the space works and how to onboard your own business or your own, freelancing career to on-chain, there needs to be a lot of content around that. And I think a lot of that content is actually very, very valuable, to the point of not charging that much money, but it could be an extra perk, per se, to some of our community members that have the NFT collection. So in regards to having access to that and kind of, curating a brand mindset of, oh, he's rocking a Miggles NFT, that means he's a builder. That means he's grinding. That's the kind of brand procurement that I think that we want to kind of achieve with the NFT collection, because that's also what, very successful other NFT collections have done in the past. Like you said, Bored Apes, Pudgies. When you look at the NFTs, it gives off the certain psychological effect like you would with Starbucks cups. Like when you see someone with a Starbucks cup dressed in a certain way, you understand that they're a part of a certain archetype. And then the NFT collection was able to kind of, Bored Apes and Pudgies, they have their own kind of tone, right? Bored Apes had the kind of edgy clubs, Adidas, very, very modern aesthetics. And then Pudgies went with the very, very cute aesthetics. Obviously, we've gone with the kind of more 8-bit style with the Miggles NFT, and that's very, very grassroots to the BTC culture and the ETH culture, using 8-bit style artwork. So it works really well. But yeah, there's definitely tons of utility that we're going to come out with that's not really related directly to vaults or the traditional utility that everyone sees.
I think a big thing with meme or NFT culture too is obviously the brand, right? The brand, the identity, and creating a culture. You want to create a culture of inclusivity, but also something that everyone wants to be a part of. What did Bored Apes do back in the day that was so cool? like it or not, they onboarded a lot of celebrities, and they did a lot of like in real life kind of exclusive parties and stuff, and obviously people resonated with that. And if you had an NFT that Eminem had, hey, I'm a part of a club, whether or not Eminem's actually going to shill it, like, hey, or ever drop in the Discord, it's just something that was cool. It's limited edition, 10,000 of it. So I think creating that brand, you can do it in different ways. Obviously, Pudgies. Right. Again, guys, there's a lot of, and again, those that aren't interested in NFTs, there's a lot of value that is in NFTs. As you said, forget about Bored Apes. Pudgy Penguins. I think like recently the floor was like $30,000. Like, I don't know, 10 ETH, something like that. I really don't know. And they, crafted something that is now in stores. I think it's in Walmart, or like they created like this like cute little toy.
Even then, right? When you think about those projects, like I do put them to a high, regards because of the floor price. But if you really think about the infrastructure that's built out for Miggles, I think it's a lot stronger.
Absolutely,
because they are relatively centralized, and they do work out of an office, and they do work out of a studio. So when you think about something where if the entire IP and if the entire NFT office per se was a decentralized model where everyone can just be in their rooms and adding value to it and have the whole entire earth essentially be the office, I think that's a quite interesting kind of culture to build around as well.
Absolutely. And okay, so I wanted to kind of get to your thoughts, Forrest, as to obviously my favorite trait is the gold. I just love it. I also want to know what Rachel's is. But before I get to your guys' favorite traits, I do want to shout out, and I'm going to give you guys a little alpha, because you guys, to the 663 viewers on this, to the 663 viewers on my first ever alone live stream, because I was on last week. Shout out to Chaos Chris. We do every live stream every Wednesday. Shout out to you guys. It's called The Next Layer. Anyways, he hosts that one. But I'm going to give you guys some alpha. What I think is the best value right now. And again, I probably should just scoop it up myself, but whatever. I did put an offer earlier. I withdrew it, but I'm going to give the 667 people, the chance. I think the two traits, first of all, there's only 78 in existence. That just means it's just like the fur and probably nothing else. The 2 trait gold, this one, I don't own it. Whoever gets this one, I think is going to be happy. It's gold and it's 2 trait. It's at 1.3. Shout out to you. I think you have a really good collection or NFT. I think it's not 389. If you look at Magic Eden, it's actually number 2. So I don't know who's right. I'm just giving you guys alpha. I'm not going to buy it. I don't own it. I don't know who owns it. But I think if someone gets that, it's going to be pretty successful. So anyways, enough about that. Rachel, I want to know what's your favorite trait, and Force, I want to know what's your favorite trait.
You go first, Rachel.
I mean, yeah, personally, I was going to say I like the base blue background. I also like the sunglasses. I think they look cool. I was also searching for a halo as well. I couldn't find one with sunglasses and a halo. So if anybody sees one, that is the one I've been looking for, with a base blue background, ideally. So yeah, those are some of my favorites.
Let me see if I have one. I might.
That classic base blue, though, I think looks so good with the Miggles.
It's super clean.
If I have one, I might have to give one to you.
Oh, thank you. Rachel is getting the homie.
Listen, you guys, I'm so happy right now. I mean, I'm probably gonna buy one. I'm probably gonna buy one on this website.
And shout out to anyone listening, guys. Shout out to anyone listening. All of us will be at On-Chain Summit this Saturday, and we're going to be cooking up a lot of good content. And Force is going to represent Miggles. It's going to be so dope. We have a professional videographer joining. It's going to be a sit-down, really amazing discussion. We're also going to do a panel discussion. Just so cool. Me and Rachel actually have a really big guest we're interviewing. Can't say much more about that, but it's pretty big. Super stoked.
I can share a little bit. Like we are going to have like an interview with more of a roundtable discussion type format. We're going to do a solo interview. I'm not going to give away our guests yet, but we have a lot of exciting things planned. And this is already public knowledge, but I'll be emceeing for the first half of the day on the 17th. So if you guys see me, it'll be live stream. I think Base is going to share it. So definitely, if you can't make it in person, it will be live stream. And I hope that you guys check it out.
Absolutely. Forrest, what was your favorite trait?
I just love the halos. I've always loved the halos.
Keep it clean.
I gotta get a halo one. I gotta get a halo one.
Even any other collection, I've always loved the halo trait, no matter what it was. And I'm not even religious, but I I've always kind of just liked the look of it.
Where would I find it? It's not on face. Body.
It's on the it should be on the head. Hold on, let me see.
Is there a head area? Traits. I see background, body, face. It would be face, right?
I just type in the search bar for Halo every time.
Oh, that's actually smart.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 0.7 floor, 07 floor. Yeah, that's clean. Honestly,
Wait, Rachel, there is
Ooh,
one.
wait, there's one with sunglasses and a halo. Wait, go down a little. That one. Go up. But that has the base blue. But if you go up and to the left, what is it? The one with the sunglasses and the halo? Yeah, and the green shirt.
Listen,
yeah, that's
cool as hell.
I'll buy that one, and that'll be this week's janitor payment.
Let me see if I. Oh, okay. So here are my 5. I'll show you guys my 5. So these are my 5. This is my bad boy. I love this. Is the guy I got 24. I love this guy.
The little tongue sticking out is hilarious.
So I splurged. I paid 0.22 on this guy, and he's the 24th ranked. And I think I just love it. You got the jersey, number 23. Shout out to Michael Jordan, best basketball player of all time.
Oh, let's go. Let's go.
If you think otherwise, we're gonna have some problems. Michael's the GOAT. I don't want to hear this LeBron nonsense. But yeah, I love it. So like, I love this gold. I have 3 golds. I like this guy too. He's cute. Look at him.
I like
right, now I gotta pick up a gold now.
A lot, man.
Oh, I love it. These are like these are gonna be like my forever NFTs. Like, I love it. And then you guys gave me this one, which is dope. Shout out to you guys with the fire,
laser eyes.
Love it. But yeah, so I love gold. Rachel, you should definitely hit up gold because honestly, too, if you think about it,
I know I gotta get a gold. Gold.
It's a good deal. Like, it holds its value, and like if you're bullish on the collection, I think you can't go wrong with gold.
It's only gonna grow. I think the Miggles community is only gonna grow.
I do too. I actually do as well. So listen, I want to kind of give. First of all, we had over 700 viewers on this. Rachel, how do you like these live streams? It's fun, huh?
I love it. Yeah, I think we should start doing this every week for Let's Touch Base, Late Night on Base. I'm down to come on anytime, Bill. You know that.
Your setup is dope. You're like actually professional.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is okay. I was a little late coming in the live stream because I'm actually testing out a new setup. Like I have all the equipment, like, you know, the sound absorbing foam panels, like the widescreen. I'm trying out a different setup here. So still like getting used to it. But yeah, we're about to be rocking and rolling, Bill.
I love it. Yeah, I think, like I said, On-Chain Summit's going to be massive. It's going to be good to meet you, Forrest, in person. It's going to be good to film content. Yeah, it's going to be a really fun event. I get in super early. I'm only staying for the day, so it'll be good to meet everybody there. So yeah, guys, we like to just keep these things around like 30, 40 minutes. We don't want to bore everybody, but I want to just kind of give some final thoughts. Again, I think the next Bored Apes is Miggles. The Miggles NFTs collection, to me, has every attribute that you want in a collection. It's got a vibrant community. Not only, again, you can have the most dope art, but if the community isn't repping it, if there's not enough numbers, it's never going to get there. Miggles NFT, first of all, the Miggles token has, 80,000 followers or 80,000 holders. Imagine just, and there's only 10,000 of these collections. Many of them have multiple 10, 20, 50, whatever. So you have fire art, you have an amazing community, and you have really, really cheap prices that people are going to hold on to forever. And you have a team, a CTO that are committed, people like Forrest, to kind of understand this is not a money grab. This is a legit brand that you're building. So to me,
it's culture building. Yeah,
exactly.
Culture building.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So for me, if I was Base and I want to onboard 1 million, 2 million users onto this chain, the best way to do it is to push an NFT project. And they've already started pushing Miggles. It's not like uncommon. They've talked about Miggles, right? So why don't they then imagine? Let me just tell you this. Brian Armstrong decides one day to put a Miggles NFT. You will not see these prices. Jesse Pollock puts up one of these NFTs. You will not see these prices. I don't know if it will happen, but if I see an asymmetric bet like this, I'm going to take it. So to me, Miggles NFT collection is the next Bored Apes on Base. Force, what are your final thoughts?
No, very well said. I appreciate it.
My
final thoughts would just basically be, if there was one thing I can add, I mean, I think if there was one thing that was clear from this call was we really are trying to build a nice culture and nice lifestyle brand. And I think just being a holder of a meme coin would be a little bit too mundane for that. But through the NFT functionalities, we can offer, merch apparel discounts that, you can get the best drip in town. education that we're planning to work on, and definitely a lot more utility that adds on to the lifestyle as a builder and a person in Web3 and on-chain ecosystem as a whole. So definitely looking forward to it.
Dude, we got 1,000+ views on X.
Wow. What's up, everybody? I have one comment. I have one comment about the Miggles community, you guys. Look at the sheer numbers, okay? Like whenever I make a post about Mr. Miggles, whenever you see something going out, like a post regarding Mr. Miggles, the community shows up in such a strong wave. And you see all of these Miggles PFPs, right? Like just the sheer volume of people that are already rocking these PFPs. Like it has all the indicators of a healthy, successful community that's bringing people on chain and onto Base. So I'm a huge fan and I love being a part of the team and the community.
Absolutely. And just so you guys know, shout out to every 1,000+ people who tuned into basically the first live stream we're doing it. Like I said, I'm committed to these. I think this is the future. I think this is a better way to kind of have more authentic conversations. And also next time, if you guys are on the X account, you can always post comments and it comes directly to where we are. We're on a link. So anytime you guys want to chat, you might not be able to speak on these things, but you can always ask questions, chat it up, and we'll always answer. So to everybody, shout out to you guys. Bored Apes got nothing on the Miggles NFT collection. Until next time, everyone, I'll see you all later.
Cool. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you.